Hello, I'm Erna Dominey Brink, one of the Friends of the Ringhouses, with another physically distant Jane's Walk. Jane's Walk is a global movement operating at a hyperlocal scale. Each walk, everywhere, celebrates the legacy and ideas of urban activist and writer Jane Jacobs by getting people out to explore neighborhoods like this one, the original on the University of Alberta campus. The neighborhood we are about to walk around was built between 1908 and 1914 to house the university's first president and senior professors. Then and now, the Ringhouses mark the transition between the campus and the ravine that drops from Saskatchewan Drive to the north. They also help to integrate the U of A with the residential area of Windsor Park across 116th Street to the west. After half a century of supporting family life, the first 4 homes were repurposed in the 1970s as much-needed office space for university departments. Families no longer lived there, but as workers like me came and went, new groups of people enlivened these wonderful buildings. Traditionally, leaders of Jane's Walks facilitate walking conversations with interesting insights and stories about their neighborhood. They also encourage participants to get involved and share their own opinions and observations. So I won't say much on our walk, which begins at Ringhouse 4. In early life, it was home to art professor H.G. Glyde and family. In later decades, it held offices for university collections staff. The north elevation of Ringhouse 3 would be an elegant frame to project movies on. There is a crack in all the bricks. That's where the mice get in. You're just not going to see a side elevation like this anywhere else in Edmonton. I'd like to draw your attention to the writing on the wall, perhaps on the day the power was shut off, and also to a rare external fire escape in light metal. On your own Jane's Walk, notice the mature trees in the spaces between houses. This is Ringhouse 1, where I worked. It was my first job. I was a vigilant guard and preparator, 1977, under the direction of Helen Collinson. When I started at Ringhouse 1, it was the administrative center for the university's collections in all teaching departments. Also the site for shows of students graduating from the Department of Art and Design. South of Ringhouse 1, the archaeological part of our tour begins, where Ringhouses 5 through 10 once stood. Thanks to architectural drawings dug up at the U of A archives, we can see what was lost. We'll transition to the past by looking at blueprints for Ring House 1 from 1910. And this photograph of Ring Houses 5, 6, and 7 under construction a century ago. On the bottom right was number 5, followed by 6 and 7. At the top of the ring was a gap with a path to 116th Street. Numbers 8, 9, and 10 stood on the east side of the ring. This map shows the relationships of the ring houses when they were a neighborhood. Here is a 1928 photo of Ring House 8. For number 9, we have the west elevation and floor plans to help you imagine it. The archaeological part of the tour ends at Ring House 10, with front and east elevations. In between Ring Houses 10 and 1 ran the road to the garages. To me, the ring houses that remain are now themselves artifacts of the university's own cultural landscape and history. In the late 1960s, Jane Jacobs wasn't here to speak up for the 6 ring houses lost to Windsor Car Park. 60 years later, her ideas about planning for people still apply when development threatens. I encourage you to take your own Jane's Walk around the 4 ring houses we still have. Compare their relationships with each other, their original setting, and yourself to the site of the 6 demolished in 1970. You'll appreciate the many values of human scale, well-made structures to a healthy university community. Embodied carbon is only one.